Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahawashi, Bahasham, Barakahak Wadash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Ra'aya coming at you with another lesson. And I'm going to start it off with Isaiah chapter 13, verse 14. And it shall be as the chaste roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people and flee, every one into his own land. And what this is talking about is dire economic situations and just all other manner of social and civil unrest taking place that's going to cause people to leave whatever country they're not from and go back to their own lands amongst their own people, especially, a lot of these immigrants in the United States of America. And I opened up this video with this verse to preface this video from a Homestead Journeys YouTube channel titled, America is Becoming a Country People Don't Want to Live In Anymore. And, while this is ultimately showing American citizens fleeing America and going to other countries due to, the cost of living crisis and other factors, hey, this is just a example of what, these other nations of people that are in America or wherever else they may be dwelling are going to do as the global economic system and the global, order system, collapses out here. But ultimately, it's not going to save you because Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi is bringing great judgment down onto the entire planet for all the wickedness you people have been walking in. And unless you are of the elect of the nation of Israel, the nation of Israel consisting of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the Israelite foreigners who through the scattering and generations have come to look like these heathen nations, hey, you will have no protective hedge over you, and whatever judgment's going to come your way is going to take you off the face of the earth. But before I play that, I'll read this. This is 2nd Esdras in the Apocrypha, chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, not just in America, but the whole world, because they have walked in great pride. Again, unless you are of the elect of the nation of Israel, globally, wherever you may be scattered, hey, those many great miseries are going to overtake you like a flood and wash you away. But I'm going to play about the first, maybe 6 or 7 minutes of this clip. But this is a fair use copyright disclaimer. I do not own any of the footage in this video, nor do I stand to gain from it monetarily. It is simply for educational purposes.
We're really living in interesting times. A recent poll has showed that 50% of Americans have at least considered relocating within the next few years. This is because of the cost of living and also what's going on with the tensions here in the United States.
I'm Rachel, and my husband and I are leaving behind a 6-figure income.
And, well, it's mainly, Edomite Americans in this clip. Who knows what that 50% of Americans consisted of in that poll? Could have been natural citizens, could have been immigrants. But regardless, we know that every man will flee unto his own land and unto his own people.
To move abroad unemployed in 44 days. But before that, we are leaving behind our home in Seattle, where we've lived with our 2 dogs for 12 years, packing up our car, driving across the country to spend the entire month of August with our families in Massachusetts. And that's happening in 8 days, so things are getting real around here. I know a lot of you are going to want to know why, and the short version is we burned out hard chasing the version of success that we're all sold here in the US. And eventually my husband and I kind of looked at each other and just said, What if we did this differently? And what if we kind of put
Hey, like I just said, a lot of people, a lot of these immigrants, are going to be leaving America because of what? The declining economic situation, which, it's getting so bad that even natural born American citizens, from the greatest country on the face of the earth are looking up or packing up and looking to greener pastures elsewhere.
trust in the universe that things are going to work out? So we are packing up our life, our 2 dogs, and we are flying to Italy to try something a little bit slower, a little bit softer, something that feels more honest.
Well, we're looking at leaving.
Harvest Hosts is an RV membership that gives you unlimited overnight stays at over 9,000 locations.
We're going to look at Canada and Portugal. Those are the 2 places we're looking. I can't even believe that I have to say this, but I am not going to sit and wait and hope that what we're seeing unfold doesn't actually happen. I'm not. I'm almost 60. What does that give me? Another 25, 30 years? I'm just keeping it real here. I don't want to live it like this. It's just not. No, I don't want to. And so, do I want to leave my country? No. But my country kind of disappeared around 2015, and now it's unrecognizable to me. And so we're going to do a little research. We've got our Go stuff packed, all our documentation. We are going to check out Canada.
Actually, let's go to Isaiah chapter 24. Started about verse 7. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. And the majority of the people in that video are all Edomites, complaining about America, their birthright, the country where, so-called white people are supposed to have all the advantages and benefits, get to the front of the line. But now, hey, they're looking to leave the country because it's no longer the country they thought it was. The mirth of the tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. No more good times. Working 2 to 3 jobs just to only have $50, maybe even less to make it to your next paycheck. The cost of living crisis, inflation, civil unrest brewing, racial tensions, etc., etc. Verse 9, they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. People drinking and doing drugs, not to have a good time, but to drown out the direness of the situation they're in. And also with that, the mirth of the tabret ceaseth, and the noise of them that rejoice endeth, and the joy of the harp ceaseth. I just saw a video that a brother posted showing that, Las Vegas is losing a lot of money because people are no longer visiting it anymore because they don't have the money to do so. That's another thing. People don't have a discretionary income to take these vacations anymore, whether adult vacations or going to Disneyland for the family or anything like that. Verse 10, the city of confusion is broken down. And in the Hebrew, Babylon is Babel, which means confusion by mixing. And America is known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures. And we can clearly see that this place is breaking down on all levels, economically, infrastructurally, morally, militarily, etc., etc. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Businesses shutting down, laying off workers, replacing them with AI, outsourcing them. Verse 11, there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And that crying for wine is a crying for answers, which, a lot of you MAGA people thought Trump was going to be the answer to all your societal woes, though a lot of you are starting to quickly wake up and see that that's not the case. And, as we're seeing with a lot of these Americans looking into leaving other countries, that's another example of crying for wine in the streets. What am I going to do? I have to leave this country. Maybe I'll find a better, situation somewhere else. But as we read in 2 Esdras chapter 8, verse 50, for many great miseries shall be done to them that dwell in the world, not just in America, but in the entire world.
First, probably come back here, go check out Portugal, come back here, maybe Turkey. I'm not sure. It depends. Yeah, I mean, can you? It's like mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling.
Hi, my name is Chelsea, and we moved to the Netherlands from Michigan in 2 weeks from yesterday. So, yeah, I haven't said anything on this app because I haven't really been on this app. We've been planning this for about 2 years now. We have 3 kids and a dog, and me and my husband, and we are moving to the Netherlands. And we both quit our corporate jobs of 14 years, and I'm going all in on my own business, which is kind of like content. I do videos and photos for myself as well as for other people and other companies. And yeah, I'm just going all in on myself. Kind of scary, kind of exciting.
Well, this is officially my last evening and my last drive in the divided states of America before me and my family immigrate to Spain tomorrow. And I don't really know what I'm feeling. I actually feel like I'm just compartmentalizing everything right now.
Lemon water helps an inflamed liver, right? Nope. What about apple cider vinegar? Nope. Oh, I know. Blueberries. Huh.
Genuinely asking because I'm curious. I'm not one to fearmonger, but I am wondering how many of us are researching getting out of the US of A, and what are the things that need to happen in order for it to trigger that reaction? I fear that I will wait until it's too late and everybody's trying to do it at the same time, but I also don't want to live in fear, and I love my life in New York City, and I don't know another language because I had education in the United States and they don't value that. You get 2 years after you're 15 when we all know you're supposed to learn it younger, blah, 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 whatever. I guess I'm just afraid that I'm going to be caught in a situation from which I cannot extricate myself, and that I am not interested in. I also don't want to be trying to leave when millions of other people are trying to leave. So what's the plan?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? If you want to do something in life, you want to do it ahead of the curve because you're going to have advantages if you do something before the masses do. And right now, with a lot of people thinking about leaving the United States, if this is something that you're considering as well, it might be a good time to kind of start getting your ducks in order, or at least doing some research. And we all have to ask ourselves, what is the line in the sand? What's the line in the sand for you? Is it when prices of everything just goes up so much that you can't afford it anymore? Is it when you can't afford your rent, your mortgage? Is it when civil unrest potentially erupts everywhere? Comment down below if you actually right now know what the line in the sand is for you, because I'm curious to hear from people that are watching this video, what will be their breaking point?
We're 34 days until we move to Ireland. I swear it cannot come any sooner. Anyways, here's where we're at now. We've got movers coming in 2 days to pick up.
And if you notice, a lot of these Edomites are moving to, Edomite, majority countries, because they know the chances of them being successful moving somewhere else to a so-called second or third world or non-Edomite country are not good. And, to those Edomites that do that, hey, you're going to be target number one when things go down. I did a video a couple of months ago where, down in Mexico, the Issacharites of the Northern Kingdom, or the so-called Mexicans, were starting to protest and get aggressive towards those Edomites living down there because they were raising up the prices, by living down there, because the businesses knew that they could get more money from them. So there were a bunch of businesses getting destroyed and a bunch of graffiti and signs and protests saying, "Gringo, go home." But going back to Isaiah chapter 13, I'll reread the top of 14 again. "And it shall be as the chaste roe, And that chaste row is speaking of you Edomites, because while there will be, race wars during Jacob's trouble, and all these different nations are going to band up with each other, as it says, turn to his own people and fight against other nations, one thing they're definitely going to have in common is getting you Edomites any chance they get. Verse 15, everyone that is found shall be thrust through. Everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. If you're not found amongst your own tribe in that day, you're going to get put down. This whole kumbaya, we all bleed red, we are the world spirit is going out the window during Jacob's trouble. And we can already see, the cracks of equality taking place. Verse 16, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Child deletions, their houses shall be spoiled, kicking in doors and taking what they want, and their wives ravished or graped. So for anybody, not just Esau, but you Jakes as well, whether in America or abroad, when things go down and you're not amongst your own, hey, you're gonna get owned.
All the stuff that we're shipping. So we're really only taking like this section, and then we have this section that we need to sell.
A lot of people wanted to know why I chose Albania. It's because...
Hey, perfect example right here. You got a so-called black woman, or a Judite woman, though, she could be of any of the southern kingdom or any of the northern kingdom, talking about moving to Albania, which when you think of Albania, what do you think of? Edomites. So, hey, those that are found amongst them or joined unto them shall be dashed to pieces and thrust through with the sword.
Of the lack of barriers to enter the country. As American citizens, we can live here for 1 year on just our passport. You get off the airplane, you walk into the airport, you scan your passport, that's it. We can live here for 1 year, but after 1 year, you do have to leave the country for at least 90 days before you return. So for those of you all who are researching different countries to move to, you know that a lot of countries have, financial requirements, or you have to be a specific type of professional, etc. They don't have that here in Albania. So a lot of people consider it to be a really great starting off point for their journey abroad, because it is a low barrier to entry. You can come and live by the beach in a nice apartment and enjoy yourself and figure out what your next steps would be.
All right, I am moving to Mexico. There's all of my belongings. Well, not all of them, actually. It's only a part of it. Oh, my car is packed. And the cat will sit back here.
And on the flip side, this is a Edomite woman, as I can assume by her, her icon on this TikTok page says she's moving to Mexico. Like I just said, down in Mexico, you've been having gringo go home protests. They shall be as the chaste row.
And I got this fan for her. And I have this a mesh barrier so that she can't come up front while I'm driving. My dog will sit up in the front with me. And then I just got the smallest U-Haul trailer. It's a 4 foot by 8 foot, but it is packed, completely full. There were stuff that I even had to leave behind because I just didn't have room for it. But it's about to start the 3-day drive, so we'll see how it goes.
I moved to Portugal about 5 months ago, and I live on the country.
I say with this video, but hey, as we can see, people are fleeing due to deteriorating economic situations and a whole host of other factors. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is, dealing with Americans leaving their own country. Hey, when things turn up even more, you're going to start seeing these immigrants flee America in mass numbers. But if you are not of that elect number, it doesn't matter where you go. Wherever you're going is just where the Lord had you to be when your judgment takes place. Let's go to 2 Esdras chapter 5, verse 1. Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the days shall come, that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number. On the one hand, taken by all these false philosophies and ideologies out here, which we can see, the majority of people out here are hook, line, and sinker ready to accept the NWO, that great RESET, that fourth industrial revolution, where in order to take part in it, you're going to have that micro C-hip implant in your hand or in your forehead. And then also, those taken in a great number goes into those many great miseries, those great judgments that are going to take place on the entire planet, where people are going to be deleted and taken in a great number. And the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. Hey, that going back to that Isaiah 24, that crying for wine, crying for answers. What can we do to save ourselves and our situation? Well, the only truth you're going to find is from the men of the Lord, the prophets of the Most High, chiefly of GMS or Great Millstone, as well as the brothers coming in the spirit of GMS. But we know that coming soon as well, as pursuant to Amos chapter 8, there will be the famine of the word, where the men of the Lord are no longer going to be on the highways and byways, and these video epistles are going to be scrubbed from the internet. So, hey, as it also says, the young virgins, the fair virgins and the young men shall faint for thirst. They shall run to and fro to find the words of truth, but shall not find them. Judgment's going to hit. You people are going to have no answers for it. Hey, especially the wicked of our people. And hey, that judgment, again, is just going to, take you away. But now I'm going to close it out in Jeremiah chapter 25. I'm going to start at verse 31. A noise shall come from the ends of the earth, not just in America, for Yahweh hath a controversy with the nations. For the great pride you people have been walking in, he will plead with all flesh. And if I'm correct, that word plead is, shafat, which means to execute judgment, condemning and punishing at theophanic advent for final judgment. So when it says the Lord will plead with all flesh, it doesn't mean he's going to ask you nicely to be a better person. He's going to execute vindictive judgment upon you. For Yahweh had the controversy with the nations. He will plead, judge with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to the sword, saith Yahweh. So judgments taking place all across the planet, no place being safe, except if you are of that elect number. So really, to those Americans in that video, hey, you're just, what's that saying? Jumping out of the pot and into the fire. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, behold, evils shall go forth from nation to nation, those many great miseries, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. And that whirlwind is ultimately going into those nuclear missiles that are going to be shot to the ends of the earth during World War III, which are going to take away a mass number of people. Verse 33, and the slain of Yahweh shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the under end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered, nor buried. They shall be dung, shit upon the ground. So that's it with this video. With this video, I hope you sincere, Akim, and Akwath were edified. Just keep strong. We are almost out of this final wicked captivity of the heathen nations, chiefly of the Edomites. And as always, I'm going to say Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharallah, and until next time, Shalom.